Hello, my name is Doug Hubble and welcome to Astrophotography Tutorials. It's not a better time to try something new. Whether or not I end up using Astroberry Server as my permanent solution for capturing software, I thought it would be a good idea to document my findings. These will be short to the point videos as I discover how to use the Astroberry. I will reference these videos and hopefully you may find a use for them too. The first thing we need to do is download Astroberry server at astroberry.io. From there, you need to click the download link. This brings you to this download and install where there's a big gigantic orange button, or you can use the mirror site. The mirror site seems to work the most. After you download the zip file, you need to unzip it so you can see the image file. The next step is to download an application called Balena Etcher. Just download this Balena Etcher. The Balena Etcher program is a very easy, simple program to use. The first thing you do is you select the file to flash, and in this case we're using the Astroberry server. So we're going to select open. And we're going to select a target next, and what we're going to do is select the USB stick that we're going to, or not the USB stick, but the SD drive we're going to flash it to. So select that, and then we'll hit flash. Soon, Balena Etcher will complete, and it'll say flash is completed.
Well, here's my Astroberry Raspberry Pi 4, and here's the SD card that I put my little mini SD inside here to flash it. So the next step is to insert it into the Raspberry Pi. Really simple, just put your card in your Raspberry Pi. Now the next step is just turn it on. With your Astroberry, the next step is to connect to it. And you don't really need a monitor. Right now I'm on a little tablet that I have. You could do it on your phone too. A private network. So let's go into the network settings. And this would be good for like when you're out away from your home. You would have any device and you would connect to that Astroberry. Of course, you don't have any internet access when you're connected there, but what it does allow you to do is it does allow you to connect to it. You can connect to it through two ways. You can connect to it through the web browser, which is 1042.01, and you can connect just like that. Password, of course, is Astroberry. And now we're connected to the Astroberry desktop through the browser. I find that this is not the best. I kind of prefer the WinVNC option, but let's try that. Let's go to the WinVNC option and go into the VNC view. I've made up a couple of them already, but what you would do if you wanted to add a new connection is you would just hit this little green plus button in here in the lower right hand corner, and then put in the IP address. Here it is right here. I have Astroberry no Wi-Fi, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it should connect to the Astroberry, and it did. But the one thing that I wanted to illustrate was trying to get this thing connected to your Wi-Fi home network. Up here you see the little network icon. Well, you right click on that, and then you go to edit connections. On the edit connections here, you will see that there's the Astroberry hotspot. That's what we're connected to right now. But then there's also this wireless connection that's in there at the moment. And what you can do is you can actually edit this and put in your own Wi-Fi settings. So let's try that. Let me see if this will work. Of course, you can see that it says change me on there. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and my SSID. Then what you'll need to do is you'll go into the Wi-Fi security, and what I'm going to do is put in my password for my network here. Then after you do that, it should connect to it automatically. So let's go ahead and say save. When we connect to this, it will disconnect us from the hotspot. Do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to reboot the Raspberry Pi. And when it reboots, it should see the Wi-Fi network and connect.
What I'm showing you is how to get the IP address of your Astroberry once it's connected on your local network on the Wi-Fi. Now you could do this very simply by connecting a monitor and a keyboard to the Raspberry Pi and then going to the terminal and type in ifconfig and get your IP address that way. But I didn't want to connect my another monitor or keyboard to the Raspberry Pi because you really don't need it. But you do need, if you want to look up the IP address, you can look it up on your router. And most of the routers, you have to go to the DHCP settings to find this out. And you'll probably have to click on what's called the advanced settings. Now, I realize there's a lot of different routers out there, so this may, of course, not be your particular router. But anyway, we'll go here to the network and go to the DHCP server and go to the probably one of the very last ones, and there it is right there. You can see the name. It says Astroberry, and now I know that the IP address is 142. So now I can connect to my Astroberry. Well, now you can connect to your Astroberry server, and you should be able to start doing other things, play around with it. I was just documenting how to connect to it, and now that I'm connected, I've already done several different formats, trying it over again. So keep that Balena etcher handy, and don't be afraid to erase it and start over if you run into a little bit of a problem. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you around next time. Bye.